man, to go into Nashville and have all these friendships going, and also all of the friendships that I have all over Texas with, um, all of the radio stations, man. I did 7 tours across Texas, 60 stations, 6 weeks, um, uh,
Wow.
6,000 miles, 60 stations in 5 weeks, 7
Wow.
times.
All in
So,
Texas.
man, Texas, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
um, a
Kansas,
little bit
probably.
of man, we did some Kansas, some Colorado, man, wherever they would say yes to
Yeah.
listening to us. Um, but man, just created so many wonderful friendships over the years with all of the, you know, um, man, DJs and I mean, I've just had 20-year friendships from program directors to DJs, and you know how everybody moves around. So, you'll go to another station and go, hey, you're here now. So
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
it's just, and man, when we get to go to the award shows and stuff, we don't get to see all those people all the time. So when we do get to go see
Rubbing
them, it's like,
elbows.
yeah, it's so wonderful to me. I just love to
I
get to
love the
see everybody.
award shows, man. It's always cool to see everybody in one place, and it's always a good way to
Come on,
meet people that you've always wanted to meet too, right?
come on down, man. You need to come to one of them. We got a couple of them in Texas that are
Yeah.
worth
Oh, I
going
know.
to.
No, I've been to them before. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So I always enjoy them. If I'm not playing somewhere, if I can get off and go. So
Yeah.
we just enjoy it. Getting to see everybody. That's my favorite part. We don't
Same.
care if we win.
My favorite picture I have to this day is me in the middle with Daryl Dodd on one side and Pauline Reese on the other, man, from Arlington
I
Music
love
Hall.
I love both of those people, man.
Same, same. So I got one more question before our brief break. We'll take a brief commercial break here in a minute, but um, we talk about pitch songs when you are a songwriter, and the thing is Jesse Raub Jr. is not just a songwriter; you are also an artist in your own right. So when you're writing songs, I want to hear from your perspective. How do you choose which ones are going to be pitch songs and which ones are going to be artist songs? Like, what are some
Man,
of those
this might
factors?
this might be crazy to you, but I pitch all of them, and
Wow.
then
Okay.
whatever's left over is what I take. Um, I've always wanted to have big artists cut my songs. Um, obviously, "Dancer Home" was my first number one song ever that um, Cody cut, and years later, um, as he got his record deal, um, Scott and I wrote "Made a Home," which became our first major label cut,
Mm-hmm.
and then uh, I think last year sometime they did a live album of all of his stuff he's been doing in all these arenas and everywhere, and "Dancer Home" made that live album, so that became my second major label cut, and "Dancer Home" became our first gold record
Yep.
because of Cody and Warner. And then on this current album, we wrote a song year before last on a songwriter retreat called "Over Missing You"
Yep.
with Scott and Helene and Trick Savage, and um, that became one of those people's first major label cut. Um, but
Helene, right? That was Helene's first cut.
I think so. I think it was
Yeah.
Helene, and Trick's got a bunch of big old songs. He's a great writer and great guitar picker. But Trick's been down there. He's had some Ashley McBride stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
Trick's no stranger to the game. But to have one with some of your favorite people is very special. So I think this is the deal. I want to just write big songs. And when I say big, I mean way bigger than me. Um, and no offense to Texas, but I want to write a national hit. That's what we're going for. We're trying to make a living. We're
Yeah.
trying to not starve to death. So, a guy like Cody Johnson will make you way more money than you make you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think all the songs are pitch songs, in my opinion. Um, until I get to a certain point, um, I just I want big artists to cut these songs. And I think everybody's in there kind of investing their time in us too, hoping that we can get a cut, because a lot of these people that we write with, they're not artists. You know, I've got the artist channel, which goes with the merch channel, which goes with royalties, right? Yep. Well, a lot of these people in Nashville, they just have pub deals, so they get their publishing money and they get royalties off of whatever they're writing.
And that's
so they want to get a big old cut. Yep. And if I'm not hitting it big, you know, all over the place, I'm not going to make them a lot of money. You know, I may make them $100 versus getting a cut with, you know, a Kojo or a Morgan Wallen or a Laney or Ashley McBride. One of them people, they're going to make you a lot more money than you make you. So, man, I feel like all of them are pitch songs. I look at songs and you know, A songs and B songs, and sometimes we say some of these are hamburgers and some of them are steaks.
Yep.
And you know, so you know, just trying to figure out where songs need to be. I don't really want to be in charge of that. You know, that's why I write with all these people that have pub deals, because man, their people are out there pitching these songs. So man, I'm going to let God be in charge of that, and whatever songs don't get cut.
God and Randy Foster, right?
Right. That's right. We'll write more, man. You know, like just going through some of this stuff we've wrote in the past few months, I'm just over here smiling and going, man, this is some of the best stuff I've ever been a part of. You know, I'm a small part of all these songs, and I'm grateful for that. So wherever they find a home, I'm grateful for as well. If it's on my album, awesome. If it's not, awesome. But I really feel like as well, what we do here in Texas isn't even a blip on the map to a Cody or to those people. They don't, a lot of the world doesn't even keep up with what we do. They don't know who I am yet. So I could cut the song and Cody could cut the song. You know, I asked him, hey, do you care if I cut this on my album or release my own version of it? And he's like, absolutely. That ain't gonna affect us at all. So I think we try to stay out of their way and let them get theirs out first. You know, we want to be respectful of that. But I think as a songwriter, if you got 3 people that wrote a song, I want to see all of them cut it at some point.
I agree.
You know, you're generating more like that anyways. So, but I've always been one of those guys, man. I'm going to take the last room. If we're hunting, I'm going to take the last animal. I'm going to let all the girls eat first. You know, when we eat dinner over here, we get ready. I bless the food. I say, ladies first. And all the guys look at me. They're like, what? I'm like, ladies first. And so I'm the same way with these songs. And I'm going to pick last. And I think no matter what happens, God's going to bless me with trying to be a blessing to other people. So
hey, it's worked out, man. 11 number ones in Texas, right? So hey,
it's kind of worked out.
It's working out, man.